Somewhere between the ancient thud of thunder and the wisdom of time itself, walks an animal so massive, so emotional, so evolutionary and probable that its very existence feels like nature defying its own laws. An animal that mourns its dead, remembers its enemies, modifies the environment, and yet walks the earth in quiet dignity. The elephant. At first glance, the elephant is all enormity. Muscle, tusk, trunk, and thunder. The largest land mammal on Earth, it appears as a symbol of might and endurance. But hidden beneath its leathery skin and titanic frame lies a mind so intricate, a body so biochemically advanced, and a biology so deeply intertwined with the rhythms of ancient ecosystems that calling it just an animal falls laughably short. Elephants don't merely survive. They thrive in ways that challenge everything we thought we knew about intelligence, adaptation, and social evolution. They detect seismic vibrations through their feet. They can identify up to 100 individual voices of other elephants. They cry, they grieve, they plan, and they communicate across miles without ever uttering a sound we can hear. And perhaps most astonishing of all, despite their size and slowness, their reproductive cycle is one of the most selective and complex in the entire mammalian world. But how did an animal so large evolve to become so sensitive? Why does the elephant's brain, 4 times the weight of a human's, function more like a primate's than a pachyderm's? And how can one creature shape the ecosystem it walks through while remembering pain and loss decades later? To answer these questions, we must follow the tracks of giants, not just across Africa's savannas or the Asian jungles, but into their DNA, their family structures, and their long, winding evolutionary journey through time. Anatomy of a giant. The African elephant is a marvel of biomechanical design, standing up to 4 meters tall at the shoulder and weighing as much as 7 tons. Every part of its anatomy has been sculpted by millions of years of evolutionary pressure, not just to support the weight, but to give it flexibility, awareness, and precision. The most iconic feature, of course, is the trunk, a fusion of the nose and upper lip, and perhaps the most versatile limb in the animal kingdom. Inside this muscular marvel are over 40,000 individual muscles, arranged in precise bundles that allow the elephant to twist, curl, reach, pluck, pull, trumpet, and even delicately pick a single blade of grass. By comparison, the entire human body has around 600 muscles, and yet the elephant's trunk can be powerful enough to lift over 300 kilograms, or gentle enough to cradle a newborn calf. Its tusks, essentially modified incisor teeth, can grow over 3 meters long and weigh more than 90 kilograms. They're tools, weapons, and even symbols of status. Elephants use them for stripping bark, digging for water, sparring with rivals, and defending against predators. But unlike antlers, which fall off and regrow, tusks are permanent, and when a tusk breaks, it does not grow back. Even more astonishing is their skin, up to 2.5 centimeters thick, yet riddled with a labyrinth of cracks and folds that retain moisture and prevent overheating. These folds, much like irrigation channels, allow water and mud to cling to the body, forming a natural sunscreen. Researchers estimate that the elephant's cracked skin increases water retention by 10-fold, helping the animal survive blistering heat in ways no mammal its size should be able to do. Evolution history. The elephant's lineage stretches back 60 million years to a group of mammals called Proboscideans. Their distant ancestors looked nothing like modern-day elephants. They were smaller, pig-like creatures that lived near water and shared more in common with manatees than modern land mammals. Over time, natural selection pushed these species towards larger size and land-based lifestyles. By 30 million years ago, the ancestors of modern elephants had already developed tusks and long trunks. As grasslands spread across Africa and Asia, these mega herbivores evolved longer limbs, bigger skulls, and even more advanced digestive systems capable of processing tons of vegetation per day. But perhaps the most dramatic shift came not in bone or muscle, but in brain. Elephants evolved massive brains not for survival, but for social complexity. And with it came the dawn of memory, empathy, and even grief. By the time Loxodon africana, the modern-day elephant, emerged around 5 million years ago, it was no longer just a grazing giant. It had become a creature of emotion and cognition, one capable of forging bonds that rival our own. The Society of Matriarchs. Elephant society is structured around matriarchal herds, complex, multi-generational units led by an elder female who carries the accumulated memory of droughts, danger zones, and migration routes. These matriarchs are not merely dominant, they are wise. In times of crisis, the herd's survival often depends on the matriarch's ability to recall distant waterholes or avoid predator-prone paths. Studies by elephant researchers, such as Dr. Cynthia Moss in Ambosia National Park, have shown that older matriarchs make better decisions. When researchers played recordings of lion roars, herds led by older matriarchs reacted more decisively and formed tighter defense circles around their calves. Memory and age, it seems, directly impact survival. Calves are raised communally. Young females assist in rearing, creating a kind of apprenticeship system. Males are kicked out of the herd in adolescence and live solitary lives or form loose bachelor groups. The female-centered social model ensures continuity of knowledge and deep emotional bonds between individuals. When a member dies, elephants have been observed standing vigil over the body, touching the bones with their trunks and even returning to the site of the death years later. To this day, no other terrestrial animal exhibits such clear mourning behavior. The elephant mind. With a brain weighing up to 5.5 kilograms, the largest of any land mammal, the elephant's neurological makeup is as remarkable as its body. And it isn't just big, it's complex. The cerebral cortex, where thinking and memory occur, is densely folded, much like that of the great apes or the cetaceans. Elephants exhibit mere self-recognition, passing the mark test where a viable smudge is placed on their head. When shown a mirror, they attempt to move the mark. Evidence of self-awareness, a trait shared only by a handful of species, including dolphins, magpies, and humans. They also possess spindle neurons, long, specialized brain cells associated with empathy, intuition, and social processing. These neurons were once believed to exist only in primates and whales, but their presence in elephants adds weight to the claim that these animals feel emotions in a way astonishingly similar to our own. In one famous experiment, an elephant named Kadula was observed using a cube to stand on in order to reach a dangling tree. This type of problem-solving using tools was long believed to be exclusive in chimpanzees and crows. Kadula's behavior showed foresight and planning, hallmarks of higher cognition. The language of infrasound. Elephants speak, but not in the way we can hear. While we marvel at their trumpets and rumbles, some of their most important conversations occur in a register beneath the threshold of human hearing. These are infrasound frequencies, ranging from 1 to 20 hertz, so low that they can travel up to 10 kilometers through open air, and even farther through the ground. These infrasonic calls are used to coordinate movement between distant herds, warn of danger, signal readiness to mate, and maintain social bonds over wide territories. When one group moves towards a distant waterhole, another might already be en route, summoned by a message that vibrated not through sound waves, but through the earth itself. Elephants can detect these vibrations not just through their ears, but through specialized cells in their pads of their feet, which are rich in Pacey corpuscles, pressure-sensitive receptors that can pick up on ground bone signals. They often listen by freezing, leaning forward slightly, and lifting one foot, a behavior that looks oddly like mindfulness, but is in fact a biological antenna at work. Researchers from Cornell and Stanford have found that elephants can differentiate individual callers by the infrasonic signature of their voice, suggesting not only acoustic recognition, but possibly even names within their own language. What we are slowly uncovering is not just communication, but possibly the oldest language on land: gestation and the weight of birth. One of the most astonishing aspects of elephant biology lies in reproduction, a process that takes patience, strategy, and enormous biological investment. Elephants have the longest gestation period of any mammal, 22 months, nearly 2 full years. During this time, the fetus grows to a weight of 100 kilograms, and the mother's body adjusts to support this enormous load, including increased blood flow, lung capacity, and even hormonal fine-tuning to suppress early labor. But here's the most mind-blowing twist. Elephants have 2 uteri, but typically only carry 1 calf at a time. Why? Because each pregnancy is such a massive energy commitment, and because postnatal care requires years of teaching, feeding, and protection. Evolution favored quality over quantity. When a calf is born, the entire herd becomes a support system. Other females, called Allo-mothers, help care for the baby, assist during nursing, and teach the young elephant social cues, movements, and behaviors. It takes an elephant over a decade to reach full maturity, longer than most large mammals except humans and some whales. And during that childhood, the calf doesn't just grow in size. It learns everything: migration routes, predator avoidance, tree identification, social codes, and most of all, memory. Memory as survival. There's a reason we say an elephant never forgets. Their episodic memory, the ability to recall specific events and associated emotions, rivals that of primates. In drought-prone regions of Africa, matriarchs have been observed leading herds hundreds of kilometers across dry savannas to reach remote waterholes they haven't visited in decades. In one long-term study in Kenya, elephant groups who had previously survived severe droughts were better at finding water sources than herds led by younger females. They also remember people. In regions with poaching or conflict, elephants have been shown to recognize and respond differently to the scent and clothing color of Maasai warriors, who historically hunted them, compared to Kamba men, who did not. They can even distinguish languages, reacting fearfully to voices and tongues associated with danger. One 2004 study published by PNAS showed that elephants grouped with Maasai voices with higher threat, and female voices, regardless of language, as low threat, avoiding areas accordingly. This isn't just auditory discrimination, it's learned social memory applied in real time. Their survival, especially in today's fragmented landscape, hinges on the ability to recall and adapt, and it's a cognitive feat almost unmatched in the wild. Ecological architects. Beyond brain and brawn, elephants are keynote species, ecosystem engineers whose very presence reshapes the land. In the Africa savanna, elephants knock down trees, clear underbrush, and dig waterholes with their tusks, creating habitats for countless other species. In forests, they disperse seeds of large fruiting trees that no other animal can swallow. Some seeds only germinate after passing through the elephant's digestive tract. Their dung, massive and nutrient-rich, is not waste, but a fertility bomb. It supports beetles, spreads fungal spores, and provides a breeding ground for dozens of invertebrates. Even in death, their carcasses become a temporary ecosystem, feeding scavengers, decomposers, and enriching the soil. In Asia, elephants open dense jungle paths used by tigers, deer, and even humans. Where elephants roam, biodiversity follows. Where they vanish, entire ecosystems can shift, sometimes collapsing entirely. To save an elephant is, in many ways, to save a forest. A legacy under threat. Despite their ecological and emotional intelligence, elephants face a dire future. Habitat loss, human-wildlife conflict, and illegal poaching for ivory have reduced their populations dramatically. African forest elephants have declined more than 86% in just 3 decades. Asian elephants are now endangered, with fewer than 50,000 individuals remaining in fragmented populations across 13 countries. But efforts are now underway to protect them. Advanced tracking collars, acoustic monitoring, and even AI-driven anti-poaching surveillance are helping turn the tide. Sanctuaries, wildlife corridors, and global awareness campaigns are rekindling hope. Yet the deeper hope lies not just in technology, but in human empathy, the same emotion elephants have shown us again and again. The memory of giants. Elephants remind us that intelligence doesn't always walk on 2 legs, that emotion isn't exclusive to language, and the time-tested wisdom can live in a very slow, deliberate step of a matriarch who has seen 5 decades pass and still leads her herd forward. They are not animals. They are a memory incarnate. They are gardeners of the wild. They walk quiet, walking archives of evolutionary poetry. And if we lose them, we don't just lose a species. We lose a mirror, a reflection of what strength with empathy looks like, and what it means to remember not just where water is, but what we're all here for. That was the simplified biology and the anatomy of the elephants.